two blue-collar cities together against each other with good, tough football games. And you know when you play the Steelers, you better have your chin strap buttoned.
The most fun I've ever had in my life was playing against the Oakland Raiders. To me, that was what football was all about.
My arms and the back of my neck, I get goosebumps. They boo us so bad. It was fueled by the hatred for each other, fueled by wanting to go to the Super Bowl, and it just exploded.
After the immaculate reception, the Steelers wilted in the heat of their battles with the Raiders. They lost 3 straight to Oakland, including the 1973 AFC wildcard game. The team was groping for guidance, especially number 12 quarterback Terry Bradshaw. Bradshaw was benched before the Oakland game early in the 1974 season. But one man finally came along with some advice for Bradshaw and the Steelers, and he shifted the balance of power back to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh started Joe Gilliam in the game, and we beat him something like 17-0. After the game, Terry Bradshaw said to me, "Can you get me out of here? Can you trade for me?" And I said to him, "Listen, I love you. I got enough problems. I can't get you, but let me put in a good word for you." Chuck Noll had been a close friend, and probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done, said to him, "Why the hell don't you play Bradshaw and stop playing Gilliam? Bradshaw can win for you." He put Bradshaw back in the lineup. They went on for that incredible run, and we had our hands full with the Steelers from then on, because good me raised his hand and suggested that they ought to start Bradshaw.
Al Davis may have pushed his rivals in the right direction. But as the two teams moved toward a rematch in the 1974 AFC Championship game, another Raider would utter the words that pushed the Steelers too far.
The Raiders had played Miami Dolphins. John Madden, at the time was the coach, said that the best two teams in the National Football League had played today, and this was the Super Bowl. Tuesday when we met, Chuck said, it was said that the Super Bowl was played this past Sunday. And the best two teams played in that game. He said, "Well, fellas, I want to tell you that the best team in the National Football League is in this room." They didn't have a chance that day. Bottom line, they didn't have a chance.
The Steelers used 21 fourth-quarter points to snatch away the game after Oakland had led 13-3. Pittsburgh's 24-13 win humbled the confident Raiders in front of their home crowd. Oakland would have to wait a full year for the chance to get even. In the 1975 Conference Championship game, the plot thickened around a curious pattern of ice and a dubious new character, groundskeeper Dirt DiNardo.
The night before that game, this mysterious tear was in the taunt. And we go back the next day, and it's frozen. The field is frozen. The only place that's not frozen is between the two hash marks.
Our game was the throw-in, the deep ball. Mel Blount, if there's one player he dreaded, it was Clifford Branch, but they all dreaded Clifford Branch. So with that ice, we had to move those receivers in, and that narrowed the field for us. I'll never forget Pete Rozelle said to me, "Well, it's the same for both sides." I said, "Damn it, Pete, you don't even understand what you're talking about. It's not the same for both sides."
The Steelers won 16-10 as the ice along the sideline neutralized Cliff Branch. But safety George Atkinson, number 43, and the Raiders did manage to find their own way to take care of Pittsburgh's leading receiver, Lynn Swann.
We never go out on the field with the intentions of trying to hurt anyone, but we go out with the intentions of getting our job done. And if he don't want to get hit, his best bet is not to show up when we play Sunday, because I guarantee he will get hit.
Swann's going to be thinking about us. He knows we're back there, and he knows anytime he comes in my area or George's area to catch a ball or attempt to catch a ball, he's going to get hit, and he's going to get hit hard. But I think, you know, he's a professional athlete too, and he's going to have a job to do. If he can't, they're going to have to replace him with somebody else. And he knows this, and I know this. In the past, he's done a lot of mouthing off, but personally, I think he's more interested in being an announcer than he is a football player.
The Raiders secondary, you know, as a group, attempted to intimidate people by playing on the fringe of what was legal and beyond the fringe. And I'll tell you that as a fact. What you had to do as a receiver is not let that bother you.
I think George has proven himself and what kind of a person he is as far as his play on the field. My concentration will be on catching the ball and winning and going back to Pasadena.
On opening day 1976, on a running play, George Atkinson struck the Rivalry's most vicious blow.
The real bitterness, the George Atkinson situation, where George Atkinson came up behind Lynn Swann and felled him with the blow when Swann was downfield and was not even the guy the ball was being thrown to. The bitterness was really bad then between these two teams.
I'm telling you, whenever you end up with the Steelers and the Raiders, you're going to have a tough football game. Everyone's going to be angry when it's all said and done, and eventually someone's going to get sued about it.
After that game, Steelers coach Chuck Noll called Atkinson a criminal. Atkinson claimed he was slandered and filed a $2 million lawsuit against Noll to repair his good name. Atkinson's claim was thrown out of court.
It was such a joke. You got those maniacs over there, and we were too rough for them. Give me a break.
Ultimately, the teams took their feud back to the field, where the fight had never been about name-calling, but about pride and the league's two best teams playing championship football.
The two Super Bowls that they went to were through Oakland, through us. They beat us both times. We just couldn't take it anymore. It was like we were going to leave it out there. If we don't win that day, forget the season. And here comes the Steelers all cocky, and we wanted them.
The Steelers had to play the 1976 AFC title game without Franco Harris and Rocky Blyer, and the Raiders took full advantage of the circumstances. The best the Steelers' defense could do was to keep the score down to Oakland 24, Pittsburgh 7.
The biggest heartbreak that I ever had on a football field. I remember making the comment after the game was over. I said, just give me a six-pack and about a half an hour rest. Let's go out and play him again. Because I think we can beat him.
After the 1976 championship game, the feud subsided. The rancor had turned into respect. But if memories of the NFL's greatest feud still cause the heart to skip a beat, it's just a little of the old bad blood still pumping.
Pretty much their guys got old and our guys got old, and it ended. But boy, was it fun. And I go to Pittsburgh now, and I love to sell to these people because all those Steeler fans are in all those office buildings, and I just go in there and I show them this ring, and I show them the score on the side of this ring. Al Davis put 24-7, Raiders 24, Steelers 7 on the ring. That's how much we hated the Steelers.